I'm Anton and today we're talking about demons, not the henchmen of Satan, but something far more scary. Some people I've met abroad refer to it as the fear. To some of us it's hoodies in Afrikaans, or a loser complex. We are basically talking about the emotional ravages of a hangover as opposed to the mild physical effects like wanting to chunder or having a headache. Strangely, people don't often talk about demons, but a lot of them get them. They're sort of like family problems. So for this video, I'd initially met with some friends on Sunday the 23rd of June, which was the longest Sunday night of the year in the southern hemisphere, as it's the winter equinox. And the idea was that we meet up, have some drinks, talk about our own Sunday demons, what we think about them, and then shoot a video. However, we overdid it on the drinks, got almost paralytic, and we couldn't use any of the footage. Here's a little bite.
Demons for me represent an inability to see the world how it is, to feel depressed. Come in here, man!
Brown sugar, baby.
The shirt
You should like have the shirts, put your jeans.
No. Actually, I think it is kind of. We're gonna have to film tomorrow.
That still hurts a lot to watch. The demons were so intense, in fact, that my one friend, he messaged me about 3 times, like parrying out, please don't load the footage onto YouTube. He eventually said, I want nothing to do with the video. And that afternoon he had a very uncharacteristically deep status, saying, appreciate life. Yeah, to me that pointed to some great inner turmoil that he was undergoing. So what I'm going to do is just run you through the process of demons and then try and offer some advice. The first step of demons is bewilderment. That's when you wake up in the morning. Here's a lovely picture my sister once took of me after a black tie dinner which I was emceeing. You can see the door was open and she was going to class. You can see the half-eaten pizza there. My shoes are still on. Really a very good base to build some extensive demons from. At this stage, you generally wake up and you're looking for your keys and your cell phone. And if you have found your wallet, there'll definitely be no money in it. And as you try to remember what happened the night before, we lead to the second point, which is remorse. Now, this is your first real interactions with the demons. You start getting flashbacks from the night before. And for the first time that day, you have your initial desires to crawl into a hole and disappear off the face of the earth. There are a few things as devastating as waking up and suddenly remembering that you've done something stupid, whether it's being in a fight or hooking up with a pug. And I mean pug, I mean like ugly person, not you know, the dogs that everyone takes photos of now. Although some of the chicks they could actually be pugs dressed up. Anyway, something that you've done which breaks the law, anything to do with a vehicle, and of course messages. My problem is that I favor text messages, which means that the next day there's a lot of evidence. I also drunk tweet, use exceptionally foul language. We have a shot here which my friend Chris was kind enough to screenshot for me. Thank you. Facebook's another platform. This then leads to our next point, which is the search and desire for clarity. So often I've woken up with a message saying, you've crossed the line, can't believe you did that, gone too far, how could you say that to Alex, or whatever it is. And what I'll often do then is start messaging people and being like, what do you mean, what happened, what did I do? And what I generally find is that either the person won't respond or receive it, but you'll often see that message is read or that they've been online, but they're still ignoring you, which of course really builds a crescendo of dread and anxiety. Then we hit denial. This often happens early afternoon, so you're not still drunk, but the sort of alcohol withdrawal and demons haven't come. This is followed, of course, I find at about 4 p.m. where the demons return. It's like they've taken a course of D-ball, and as you reach the end of your tether, the death knell comes, carte blanche. Now, for those of you outside of South Africa, carte blanche is like a 60 minutes sort of expose thing in which they just always have the most terrible, depressing stories. Carte blanche provides for many South Africans a symbolic and Pavlovian arrival of the true Sunday blues. Typically will run stories about AIDS babies, abuse of the elderly, massive crippling corruption, incurable diseases which are spreading rapidly in our area, and then occasionally they'll have like a little that squirrel can water ski segment. I think I last time saw one about like a tiger that could play soccer, which was pretty cool. So How does one deal with Sunday demons? There are different ways in which people try and fight the Sunday demons. Almost all of them are completely ineffective. I've heard that some people, take sedatives or, smoke or whatever, but I think that's a very, very slippery slope. One of the most typical responses to Sunday demons is bargaining. So I'm never drinking again, I'm finding the Lord, I'm deleting numbers, deleting porn, never kissing randoms again, I'm turning my life around, I'm going vegan, not drinking spirits, untagging photos, start sharing Facebook photos from the idealist, becoming healthy. I personally just want to lie in the shower, in the fetal posse, just weeping and listening to Enya. Who can say where the road goes? Many of us, I believe, are reduced to spending the evening cranking. Cranking is the act of simultaneously crying and wanking, not to be mistaken with crying and then wanking or wanking and then crying, which, although similar, requires slightly lower levels of self-loathing and misery. I'm not going to act that one out, like, with the Enya crying in the shower scene. When it comes to the end of the night and you're trying to sleep, a lot of us report trouble sleeping, sweating, tossing and turning, shakes, nightmares. I have this weird sleep apnea thing where I fall asleep and then wake up as if I'm being choked and I'm all writhing and sweating. There is one thing I've found that helps with demons: acceptance. Even without Sundays and alcohol, we can at times just feel down. I used to not really understand why I was feeling so down after drinking, even when I hadn't done something stupid, which was very uncommon. But somebody who is an advanced drinker with wrinkles, probably cirrhosis, pointed out that alcohol is a depressant, you get withdrawal, and it's very common to feel sad after a bender. If you're watching this and you are dealing with some demons, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. You don't need to pack up for the nunnery. You don't need to get back together with your ex. Just see it for what it is. One last thing, never try and pursue somebody you're interested in on a Sunday. Your game will be negative. Just don't do it. Wait till a Thursday or Friday when you're strong. It's like impalas. When one of them's weak, the herd just doesn't want anything to do with them. That will be you. Also, never answer private calls on a Sunday. Nothing good can come from it. I hope this video was helpful. Please subscribe. I'm going to try and make regular videos, and follow me on Twitter, Anton_Taylor.